Okay, now we are recording. So, welcome everybody, and the next Charlie Foxtrot coding challenge event. This time we were supposed to play kind of like a worms game, where players were supposed to provide an artificial intelligence for the characters on the game. And this intelligence was supposed to play versus enemies which are from the other teams. And they were able to move, also to change the angle of the weapon and the launching force. And based on that, try to predict where the bullet will be hitting and then hitting the enemies, of course. It turned out that many of your codes had some smaller issues. Later, I will go to directly to those people and tell them what kind of issues they did. So then in future they might potentially avoid such. But I was manually handling those exceptions by hand, not to make the script working correctly, but to not throw exception basically. So some exceptions are handled by the Unity engine, but some were not, and I had to deal with that. Otherwise, I would have to kick the player out from the game. Okay, so this is a Charlie Foxtrot game, and let's start the game. Yep. All right, let's play. So now we can see that the players are being spawned in some locations. You can see clearly your name, the color of the name, and the color of the flag represents the team you are part of. And the collidable ground is the brown-green ground. The rest of the things like clouds, moon, and stuff like that are not collidable. Um, yeah, I think that's it. Let's see how it will work. Yeah, so first is the mural. Ah, yeah, I forgot to change one thing. I need to stop. I forgot to change the round time because I was mm, debugging the scripts, and the round time was reduced to make it faster. Mm, so sorry for that once again. What I did, comparing to the previous coding challenges differently, is that I am randomly picking the ID of these characters because I figure out that most of the scripts are returning the first object from the collection always, or the lowest ID of the player. So I'm trying to randomly position the places of the people in the list of all players and stuff like that. So then there is a chance that you're going to be guys focusing not only on a single target first on the list, but also on other people. So once again, let's see. This time is AA starting, and it's starting from shooting. Yeah. And AA shoot Mirel, and it took like 41 damage. Yeah, so congratulations, Andres.
What's your team?
Yes, it's the same color as your team. Yeah, so
Oh,
that
wow.
was Pavel.
Nice.
Yeah, it's like it looks like people are scared to move. Why is that? And now it's
So,
John
so the
pointing.
easiest way,
Oh,
shoot in the same level. Then for sure you're gonna hit someone.
it's yeah. On this level, it's for sure something you could say, but then there are different sort of levels which would make it more complicated, I would say.
But then John, can he hit the Spain as well because they're from the same team?
Yes, it
Yeah,
was.
yeah. Friendly fire is
Okay.
surely possible. Yeah,
Mm.
it seems like Muriel has some sort of like problem with the script. I saw her sometimes shooting, so I'm not sure what happened here this time. On the left side, I can see plenty of errors happening. Like you can see how they are growing. So Sam is throwing exceptions like crazy.
Intended.
Yeah, so that's me. Eee. Boom.
Accurate.
Yeah, I'm not sure what is this script. I mean, this PKUB. I just added it because there was like not a correct amount of players to make 4 teams, so I just added it. But it seems like working fine for Łukasz, which is a random worm. Yeah. The buttons here, if you maybe are interested, are actually showing the trajectory of the bullet, which gonna be shoot. So yeah, so it was possible to predict the correct angle and stuff based on
Actually,
the
I thought
data.
the levels would be bigger.
Uh-huh.
There will be more distances.
Yeah, I think like looking how the players are playing, I think it's super cool that it's not bigger.
Oh,
Well,
Caballo
not
is
for me.
dead.
I'm shooting very long range.
Yeah, so now Tapani has died. Yeah, I'm thinking if maybe not to skip even one of the levels. This one is yeah, actually even moonwalk.
Oh, hello.
Hi, Tapani.
I'm dead, I can see.
Yeah,
You just
you were
died
killed.
before.
People are just shooting. And those who are not shooting are standing.
Wrong direction.
Pacifist.
Actually, no, those who are not shooting are actually walking, but not shooting. Yeah, Sam is
Beautiful.
throwing exceptions, a lot of them. So yeah, the script is not working. Yeah, now it's me. It might be that Mirel gonna be hit. No, it's Spain. It's second time in a row. It's directly to hit to you.
I guess that's because the missile point is just after the collision area.
You mean why I haven't shoot Mirel?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it is
Yes.
right after her. But there's also a bug which is known that it's actually possible to shoot inside the terrain.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
Is
know
this
that.
the first level?
yeah, this is the first one. I'm thinking if not to jump into the fifth one.
Who's
shooting
John
water.
Matrix?
Me.
Okay.
Yeah. Sam is Samuel, John Matrix is Pavel, Spain is John, El Caballo is Tapani, Mirel is Mirel, PKUB it's me. Who was there? AA it's Andres and Anna. Random Worm is Łukasz, obviously.
So Mireille is moving a lot, but she didn't shoot even once yet.
Yeah.
She's like running
Can you
from the
kill me
bullets.
or something and not spawn me the next levels?
Can be a
Just
strategy.
taking time.
Yes.
Sam
And
is
it's a nice sort of a pacifist approach.
That's true.
It's like the UN peacekeepers. You shoot
Sam.
me, but I won't shoot back.
Sam is shooting constantly wrong direction.
Sam is just standing. He is throwing so many exceptions that my PC will explode in a second.
So how do we keep track of score? Or is it last man standing?
Yeah,
How was
it's
it?
last man standing, but
Oh, I hit someone.
yeah, it's just because she just
By
entered,
accident.
you know, your trajectory.
But still, it counts.
Yeah.
What?
And what's
And
the
Actually,
use
I
of
killed.
the
Wow.
Good.
The
Okay.
other buttons.
Well, this one is enabling the ground points, so I could verify what kind of points I'm sending to the player.
Mhm.
And this one is making the interpolation of the between 2 points, so I can see if it is like really nice fitting the or trying to represent the real shape of the ground or roof.
Okay.
So yeah.
Nice.
So, and this button is just showing the trajectory, but those people are shooting like straight. I'm not super sure if it's the reason because players are in the same line. Might be. Maybe if we will introduce the kind of like different Y levels, then it will change. But yeah, only Pavel is shooting the same angle.
As far as I can see, it's going in like yeah. Everyone is doing the same thing now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
so-
no progress, I guess.
Yeah, so I think the workaround is to move to next level. I think
I
we
just
need
looked
to do
into
that.
my code, and it turns out that I forgot to call the action for changing the angle. I'm calculating it, but I do not call the action. And so I'm calculating the angle, and then I'm firing. So
So you're calculating the angle inside the change angle, but you never call this method.
yeah, I never returned the action type change angle.
I see.
All right.
I had a very good sophisticated angle calculation method. Just use 45 degrees all the time.
Yeah, and manipulate the force. That could be also a good idea because you all the time could know the shooting point position.
No.
I think I did that, but it looks like
I have
shooting.
even better. It's no manipulation of force either. It's just walking a little bit, and that's it. Keep the 45 and half of the force always.
All right.
And it will work as well.
Okay, I think it's like everybody would agree that we should move on.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, let's go. Okay, so this is a level 2. It's not that much complicated. You want to see this one or you want to see another one more complicated?
Let's go with this one.
Okay, I think.
Okay.
Either way is fine.
Yeah, so as you can see, there is still no roof. Yeah, let's play. The teams are the same. It will be like that for entire game. Oh, Pavel, you shoot not as strong as previous game. Oh, so something changed. Maybe I will. It looks like you're pissing.
Okay, nice.
Very nice description of my bot.
I think we might have a slight advantage here.
Spine
no,
is self.
I guess not.
Suicide. Suicide.
We have a slight
That's your
disadvantage.
name.
Who's Spain?
John and Nicholas.
Quite
John
bad.
and Nicholas is Spain.
Quite a disadvantage actually, because we're gonna shoot ourselves every time. I think.
Yes,
You need to shoot upwards.
Guys, I don't know if you want to hear that, but your script actually was the reason why we postponed the watching. There were so many exceptions. Oh my god! I
Really?
can send you diff. I can send you diff how many changes I did. Yeah, with some I couldn't actually help. I couldn't understand the script well enough. Mireles clearly likes to do moonwalk.
Yeah. But then again, she's the only one moving.
Yeah. Why?
Now let's see. I'm curious to see my cavallo, but I never get to have my turn. It seems everybody else is in front of me.
It's like system engine ensures that everybody has turn before we start new round. So it probably you're gonna be now or maybe after this one. It was
Solid
you,
round
but
from
you
Sam.
ended. No, or you thrown exception.
I threw an exception. That's not possible.
No, wait. But you were returning end action because you immediately stopped your turn. I could see that.
Oh, and random worm also started shooting.
I calculated the angle, but I didn't.
Just didn't use.
So Paul Kowalski, did I actually have my turn already?
Yes, and you
Okay.
immediately stopped it, doing nothing.
Can I check my code?
At least it's hard to control which exceptions is thrown by who, because there are like literally 9,000 of exceptions so far. But I think I saw that your gun point appeared and then immediately disappeared. That would indicate that you actually returned end.
I killed someone.
Yeah, I found a bug in my code. Can I fix it and send it again? Can you include it?
Yeah, I can. Just maybe after this round.
Live coding.
Oh, maybe no. Let's see another level. I think this sort of competition was kind of like a challenging, right? Or not really? Was it hard to code?
I think the
Yes, it
interface
was.
was a little bit tricky for me to
We didn't have
understand,
time
like
to finish.
how we're supposed to code.
Yeah, I can understand the problem there as well. But now you understand it, or it's still
Yeah, I think I understand it now, but I think I spent like 10 minutes coding.
I still don't understand anything.
Oh, okay. So it was just too hard for like the entry point was too hard.
For me,
Yeah,
yes.
at least for me, I think it was too many controlling factors that you have to take care of to actually shoot correctly.
What I can say, I agree. It's not that trivial. So the reason why I'm asking is like, do you think like you should, or maybe you should, maybe the shoot is not the correct word, but we could make another try where you actually already know how is it working, and plus minus understand a little bit better the engine or the interface, let's say like that, and then maybe provide a little bit better algorithms. Would you like to have a second try, or maybe not really?
It can be fun. I think it was a nice thing, anyways, and it was quite hard to figure out, I think in a way this could be fun, especially fun if you do it in kind of iterations, so that you try once and then you improve a little bit and then you try again, because then you kind of figure out what it is. But it can be a little bit hard to say like, okay, how many X points are you supposed to move, because you have to first calculate the extents of your level and how far you're supposed to shoot, because well, you kind of have to figure out what does the force mean on your weapon. So you have no idea basically where to put those variables without kind of investigating what you get back from the real-time game, and that's of course tricky to code in like 1 hour. So I at least couldn't do anything else but something very simple.
And also, I mean, a lot of effort was presented to actually make this, so it would be a pity not to be able to, yes, to use it again and make with better algorithms. I think, why not do it again?
Yeah, I think like half an hour more, and it could have been.
Or maybe like having a possibility to actually test it, right? Like the game ended, right? But that was some sort of like an issue, because like not everyone had the Unity, not everyone understand it. Yeah, it would be tricky actually to explain how to make it run.
Maybe one comment on the execution of this basically game. Now that we're looking at it, I think it's a bit on the slow side. So I don't know how easy it is to just make it run its course faster. Because like one level, it seems it can potentially take like 15 minutes or something.
Yeah.
So just to make it so that one level runs in 2 minutes and then we get a score out of it, that could be nice, because then it's more about how do the different algorithms perform, and it can be nice to see.
Yep, I agree. Yeah, that was actually the thing I was aware of. Just didn't have time to introduce like time factor, or like speed up
Like a speed.
functionality.
Yeah. Did you code the whole
functionality.
thing yourself, Paul?
Yeah.
Nice. Quite an exercise, I guess, to figure out how to do it.
We with the guys, I think we spent most of the time thinking about the game. But then it's like, most of the time I was coding. I think the reason was that they couldn't kind of like find themselves in here what to do, and so maybe the management wasn't best here. Like to split the work and things like that. So in the end, it turned out that most of the things, I did.
Yeah, you did a really good job, by the way.
Thanks. All right, I think I will show you the next levels. I think we could actually stop here and maybe with hope for the next iteration. So then we could maybe squeeze a little bit more out of that, and then I could actually maybe provide a speed up functionality so we could see the results faster. I think that's the approach, because I'm also getting kind of like bored with like looking the same thing. Like, it's how long Spain will have to take to kill himself.
Yeah,
Not
and maybe
very
one
long.
thing to make it run faster as well is that the players can maybe get killed easier. So just one hit and die. So yeah, that's one other potential
That's doable
way.
even now. That's doable even now.
Yeah.
I can just give them one health point. Yeah, maybe let's do that. That could be interesting. What do you think?
Yeah, sounds like.
I guess we can try. Not many people are shooting, so.
Yeah, there will be few probably who will stand. Yeah, Mirel for sure will be a strong one, but she can be shot by someone. So.
I implemented my spot fix.
No,
I know
will
where
not
I have a
include it.
bug. Also.
I had this beautiful bug in mind, which is like if enemies any, then return end action. Action type end. It's like just forgot the exclamation mark. Like if no enemies, then return.
All right. Oh, I can see I have also a bug here. It's like they have 1 HP and it's not really represented by the health bar. Actually, it is really good, but it was supposed to be full, just going down faster. So this is the last one, I think. It's the problem here is that the roof is quite low, so people who will shoot like up would probably have some problems with making that happen.
Let's see.
Yeah, so now everybody has 1 HP, so bye-bye.
Now it's actually who starts and shoots.
Yeah,
Right.
So maybe it's not that much interesting. I think that's the reason why I've added actually so much HP, because I wanted to be sure that everybody will have quite significant chance to make their turn.
I don't necessarily think that's a problem, like the random order. If you can make like the levels run fast, then it evens out at some point. And then if you coded your bot wrong, then you will kill yourself probably quite often. So that could be a way to think about it.
Yeah, there are plenty of improvements. Today I even reached a bug when player fuel was ending right after he was starting to fall to the water, and his fuel ended up, and I stopped him in the while he was falling, and he was standing like that until his next turn, and then he fell to the water and died. So yeah, there are plenty of bugs here, but yeah, this game is actually quite tricky comparing to the Maze or Bomb Among Us. This is has so many different potential ways to make it buggy, so much more than the other two. It's like yeah, I just had to accept those issues because they were like sometimes they are like obvious, but not that easy to fix.
Probably one comment, at least, what could have made it easier for me to work on would have been to add a little bit more comments on the interface, just to understand what's expected from the different methods.
Yeah, I think I haven't done that because in the previous coding challenge I made quite a lot of comments, and I'm quite sure that really not many people are actually reading them.
Okay.
So I was like thinking maybe I'm just wasting my time. And this time I provided some, not that much comments, but then when you started asking questions, I was like thinking, oh, okay, this is quite a lot of things which were not clear so far from the, and I actually wasn't even aware that those things are actually important to know. Like for me as a designer, it's like sometimes it's easy to forget that not everything is obvious.
Yeah, I think I spent like 10 to 15 minutes on trying to figure out what does it mean when the comment says request actions on my turn started, because there's basically no method for request actions except for the on action request, right? Which is called by the engine, I think.
Yes.
So I was very confused about that. Shouldn't have thought about it such a long time, probably. But yeah, it's very interesting, and I think part of the fun is to try to understand, read that kind of interface and understand how to use it, and then of course once you figure it out, then it's just coding. But also probably quite a bit more coding than what we can do in let's say half an hour after spending half an hour for figuring out what to do. I don't know how much time you others spent on coding, which is like straight on 60 minutes, or you actually thought about what to do.
Yeah, we're trying to remember how to calculate the distance from the trigonometry, from the math, from primaries.
Well, Unity has distance functions, so that's not too difficult. And in 2D, I guess it's possible at least to do it. And
yeah.
Well, looking how our bots works, I guess it's not that easy.
Yeah, you're just returning end.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I mean, if there's any enemies, I always just end. So if there weren't any enemies, then I would be shooting like hell.
It's kind of like a happiness. You have won, right? So you're shooting everywhere.
Yes, like celebration.
Celebration,
yes. Yeah.
All right, I think like not much will happen here anymore. I will just quickly show you once again of how I was thinking about those levels. So I will show you them. And then we can maybe on the chat, on the Teams, decide if we would like to have a second attempt with maybe more clever scripts, like having maybe a week for coding something, not necessarily 1 hour, because probably people will spend the time anyway, those who want. Not only on the competition time or the challenge event time. So yeah, so level 1 is the straight line. It's, in my opinion, the easiest one. Level 2, I've added some hills, so there is a possibility that your trajectory will go through the ground and you will not hit where you would like to hit. The level 3 is I've added roof, which is kind of like a high, but still some players who constantly are using max force and just changing the angle would struggle with this level. And level 4 is a little bit tricky because there is a water in the middle. So those who likes to walk could have an issue here. And level 5 you have seen. So this one with very narrow passes. Yeah, so this is how it looks.
Nice. I had a wild idea that it could be fun to make the whole thing like real time, not turn based, because actually it could probably work as a more even competition And I actually don't see why it couldn't be real time if it's all automated.
Encoding in real time and adjusting your algorithm while.
Oh, like that. That's a bit,
Oh.
bit pushing it maybe. But what I mean is that, yeah, all the moves are being done continuously until everybody's dead, or most of the people, last man standing.
Yeah, well, we could of course try it, like just give one button to change it, like free, like real time or turn based. That's could be potentially possible. Just the code is like, you know,
You have to open source it now.
yeah, open source it. Yeah, maybe somebody will refactor first and then implement the features. But okay, I think we have done that now. Thank you guys for joining. I will have a survey about this competition, asking like how did you like it and stuff like that, just to collect the feedback from you and maybe some ideas other than the ones which we just said, how to improve that. And yeah, and then I will also ask some people if they would like to have another attempt on this, and maybe we will have a chance to make the second attempt for also those who didn't have chance to participate.